man.
Play this track on the radio, on the radio. And if it makes the ladies all come back and get on the floor, that's what we came here for. And we're gonna play this track on the radio, on the radio. And if it makes the ladies all come back and get on the floor, that's what we came here for.
Let me say this.
As far as I'm concerned, music is music. I don't look at it as rock, R&B, all that kind of stuff. I just look at it as music, you know. And I feel sorry for anybody who only listens to one form of music.
Unsigned, you're listening to the Freeza Block Show. Local, MileHighUnderground.com. Unsigned, local artists, unsigned artists. Music you may have never heard before. Music you'll want to hear again. All right here on the Freeza Block Show.
Welcome in. It is the Freeza Block Show, MileHighUnderground.com. So very happy to have everybody listening in and alongside, man. We are so very stoked. Really great show ahead of us. We have none other than Sid Madrid and undeniably the illest cat around U.T.I.C.A in the building. Thank you guys so much for coming in, man.
Good,
indeed, man. I've had you on various different programs and other stuff like that when we've never been here in the Freeza Block. So welcome on in, guys, man. Love it. And yeah, man, I appreciate you guys coming in, man. And the reason we have you guys in here is because you guys have a special show coming up. And it's a benefit deal. So let's talk a little bit about the show and the benefit part, and then we'll get into what kind of music you guys play and all the good stuff for the folks at home.
Yeah,
all right,
absolutely. So the show is going to be held at Alto Gallery on 41st and Tennyson in beautiful North Denver. This event is being held for Andy's House, which is a foundation based out of Loveland, Colorado, that is building a facility that specializes in holistic kind of treatment and counseling for suicidal teens and youth. It's going to be an awesome show. We got myself, Sid Madrid performing. We got Shock and Dash. Yeah. We got my bruv.
Shouts out to Shock and Dash.
Yeah. Shock and Dash. Oh, yeah.
Yes, indeed. It's going to be a cool show, man.
We got Conscious Tone there as well.
Yeah.
R Squared is going to be providing sounds for
U.T.I.C.A.
R Squared. Yes. Big shout out to R Squared.
Nice.
The foundation is about 2 years old. And it was, it was started by some family of mine. My stepmom started it. We lost a few family members to suicide in 2016 in a very kind of close proximity to each other. And we grieved and we went through, the motions and the process of that. And towards the end, she decided to heal rather than hurt and feel pain. So she started this foundation with a very old friend and business partner, and they've just been going ever since. And, I wanted to get involved on a different level these days. So I was like, hey, let's do this. Let's do this.
Awesome, man. And it's a really good cause. It's a very serious problem, depression and people, just feeling like they're not cutting the snuff, they're not making it or whatever it is they're feeling, nobody, can just distinguish what depression's going to bring on, man, one way or the other. But it's really good to try to confront some of these issues and to be able to, I guess, be a part of it, man, be a part of trying to help and heal. Right.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Yeah, no doubt about it, man. And, for those who are out there thinking about it, don't do it, man, because you know what, you never know what's going to happen, man. You want to see how everything plays out, don't you?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Definitely.
You got to keep living, fighting.
Nothing is permanent, everything's temporary. You're good, you're bad, highs, lows, all that, so as long as you get, keep those you love around you, and just like your eyes on the prize, and in some, happiness, is enough. you know. So
well, it should be enough.
yeah.
No doubt about it, man.
Yeah.
But you know, people see happiness in different ways and different, you know, perspectives on life, and you know, it's a tough deal, man, to deal with, man. And like I said, it's really good, and it's nice, and it's refreshing to see that you guys are kind of trying to do something a little bit to try to at least, you know, bring awareness to the issue, if nothing else, man.
Definitely.
Indeed,
No doubt,
indeed.
yeah.
We have U.T.I.C.A, undeniably the illest cat around, and Sid Madrid in the studio. And before, you know, the folks have never may have never heard of you that are listening and watching the Freeza Block. And hey, tell the folks what kind of music it is you guys play, and where or what you do, or you know, all that good stuff, man.
Yeah.
I like to dump that one on you right off the bat.
Hell yeah.
AKA undeniably the illest cat around. I've been recording hip hop, rap, you know, pop music, whatever you want to call it, man, for a really long time. I mean, I started out in 2003, just like, you know, spitting freestyles and things like that. But for, I mean, let's see here. Yeah, for the past 13 years.
Count 'em up. Count 'em
I've
up,
been
man.
recording music actively. So yeah, it's been a long ride. It's been an awesome ride, and just like well worth all the experiences that have came along with it. I've definitely watched this music scene from a young kid, you know, develop into a booming, you know, up and coming market. So, you know, I look forward to see what's in the future, and am just proud to have been a part of, you know, the movement, you know, past, present, and, you know, future coming up.
That's right. And it's again, check these guys out. They're going to be, what is the venue again, man?
The venue is Alto Gallery.
Alto
Yeah.
Gallery. And I've never heard of this place before, man. So I'm excited to kind of check it on out, man. It sounds like a little bit of a more intimate venue where you guys like to.
Yeah. Shout out to Anthony Garcia for having us, man. Awesome gallery.
And what is it? 23rd in Tennyson?
It's 41st.
Oh man, I was off by 20 blocks. 41st.
Sending everyone to
and
Chubby's
Tennyson.
and shit.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, please give me some chili fries while we're there.
Yeah, no doubt about it, man. Well, you know what? We've had the folks hang on for about 7 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and play a song. I just love this song. It's from U.T.I.C.A. And of course, you know, for the folks, these guys aren't like a hip hop duo. These guys are individual artists. Sometimes they do some collabs once in a while, but mostly they do their own thing. So here's U.T.I.C.A off the Revolution EP or CD. This one's called Skinny Yet Wavy, right here. MileHighUnderground.com in the Freeza Block.
Yeah. So fly. Yeah. A Mac is what a Mac does. Yep. Run up in your bitch like a Mac truck. What? 80s baby, era of the crack buzz. Straight drop, motherfucker, I'm a crack buzz. When it first hit, yeah, yo, I'm like that. Since my first hit, bitch, now I'm right back. Click, clack, and cold smacking these hoes. Slap a nigga too if he acting like he ain't know. Strike a pose. The one man bubble bunch. If you ain't noticed, I don't talk about money much. Cause when you're me, you get access. Throw butt naked women on your mattress. Yo, I'm like now, nut on the Atlas. L&I, man, we talking about practice. Why we talking about practice? Man, this about to be a classic. I'm active and snapping. This yak and this gas got me blacking. Like boom, nigga, it's a fact. Into knacking, the capping, I'm capping. So pass the Dutch. You a chud, nigga, that's what's up. So go and get it. Go on. Don't lie. This pippin' at its fine. All the lame step aside when it come to loose ride. When it come to loose climb, your highness. Staying fresh till I die. And it's like this day. And it's like this day. No, nigga can't play. Nah, nigga can't play. Yeah, nigga upgrade. Yeah, nigga upgrade. Skinny yet wavy. Wavy. I make it crack in this beat like I'm supposed to. So it's stacked in this beat like I'm supposed to. To the max in this beat like I'm supposed to. Picking back in this beat like I'm supposed to. Whew. Nah, bruh, I ain't a blood dog. But homie, I can go where the bloods go. Even bring a couple cuz niggas through the city. It doesn't matter what the side the streets fucking with. I'm good. and rightfully so. Mike in this flow, ain't been another like me before. Striving the code for those that live by in the hopes that they will never live life with these hoes, and that's the life that we chose. Truth player for show, so it chose me. Bottle of that good Moscato and a stove. Still with the finest, try it, you my OD. Niggas try to hide their vices, I got no need. Yeah, so secure. Confidence through the roof, yeah, I'm so for sure of myself and abilities to show my worth is still better than these niggas all across the earth. From the hook, yo, I'm never at a loss for words, so I suggest all opponents show caution first before they step in my round. I sound like I look, and I look like a cat who ain't fucking around, and I'm down, clutching the crown of the nigga who everyone's fucking with now. But I found that this game isn't nothing but foul, so I step to the plate and point straight to the crowd and go, no lie, this skipping at its fine. All the lanes step aside when it comes to loose fly. When it comes to loose fly, me behind us, staying fresh till I die. And it's like this day, and it's like this day. No nigga can't play, nah nigga can't play me. Yeah nigga upgrade, yeah nigga upgrade. Skinny yet wavy. Wavy, wavy. I make it crack in this bitch like I'm supposed to. Throwing stacks in this bitch like I'm supposed to. To the max in this bitch like I'm supposed to. Yeah, killing tracks in this bitch like I'm supposed to. Let's go. Like I'm supposed to. Stepping in the mix like I'm supposed to. Yeah, like I'm supposed to. Making stellar music like I'm supposed to. Yeah, supposed to. Supposed to. Like I'm supposed to. Yeah, nigga, like I'm supposed to.
Yeah. That's U.T.I.C.A. That song, Skinny Yet Wavy. And for as much junk food as I know this guy eats, man, I don't know how in the hell he stays so skinny, but it's all good, man. You know what it is? It's all that moving and stuff. If anybody's ever seen U.T.I.C.A. in concert, woo! I'm telling you what. You better take a pill or something, man, because it's on, man. He's a high energy. It's a great fun show, man. Both of you guys, man, you put on a great show. I saw you guys at, I think it was one of those places downtown. I'm trying to remember. It was last year. You guys had a big show. It was a big show. Yeah, it was a Summit Music Hall.
Okay.
It was a big show, man. You guys had tons of people there, man. It was kick ass, man. It was really, really good.
Shout out
and
Jeff
it was
Brent.
Yeah, no doubt. And it was really
Jeff.
fun to see you guys both play together and just, and to bring your show, man, the lights and the movements and the, you guys had everything on point, man. It was a big, good show, man.
Appreciate you, man.
Thanks.
Yeah, no doubt about it, man. Sid, let's talk to you a little bit about how you kind of got yourself into the game, since Cameron already talked a little bit about how his past history on the deal.
Yeah, absolutely. I started still in high school. This was about 2005. I had to get a permit from the city to actually perform in bars. You know what I mean?
Right.
I was in a group called DJ Slammy Jammy U.T.I.C.A. It was kind of like a hip hop funk jam band, I guess you could say, like a little bit of like Sublime, Rage Against the Machine with a little bit more hip hop in it. And that was the first foray into that kind of thing. We did that thing for like a year or so. Known Cam all my life, ran into him again after years of not, chilling. And he had showed me what he was doing with the hip hop, stuff and everything he was doing. And I was like, well, I make beats, man. We should get together and kind of collab. And then it just kind of all began there, where we would, start playing shows and doing more of that. Each of us doing solo sets and our own kind of thing, but doing it together, moving as a unit side by side. And from there, just kind of been in all types of projects, played in another group called the Good Grime Sound System. Shout out James Jukes.
I love all the names. Good Grime Sound System.
We did that thing for a few years, and it was hella fun and successful, and we had a good time with it. A lot of people knew about Good Grime. You know, it's just some random thing, and then I just kind of did my own solo thing, and still continue to rock with Cam as always. And we're just, you know, just pushing this new Denver movement.
You guys don't
all that.
You don't really have like I guess a collective or anything like that, or do you, like, you know what I'm saying, like, or is it just you guys kind of just doing it together but loosely?
Originally, when we linked back up, we went under a collective by the name of Dode City.
That was right.
DODE City.
Yeah.
You know, kind of just like, for me, that's just the way I spelled it. That's the way it sounded in my head whenever people would, you know, I'd be in a smoke session. Me and the homies back in the day would be like, man, I'm hella Dode or something like that.
Right,
so that's just how it sounded to me.
I always wondered what the hell that meant, you know, because I saw DOED and I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
These guys are weird, man. First of all, before I even got into the hip hop and stuff, and I would see the names and that stuff, I saw U.T.I.C.A, and I'm thinking, what is this guy? Is this guy like some big Indian chief dude that's out there hip hopping? And, you know, I'm serious. I was like, I had no idea. So, you know, when I found out who you were and what you do and how you do it, man, I was very happy with it, man. It's really cool, man. Again, we have U.T.I.C.A, undeniably the illest cat around, and Sid Madrid in the house. They're going to be at the Alto Gallery. That's tomorrow, right? Tomorrow night. Make sure to come on out, man. It's at 41st and Tennyson. Get your tickets, man. It's going to be really good, and it is also for a good cause. And what's that cause again, man?
That is going to be going straight towards Andy's house, a foundation dedicated to helping and counseling teens. It's a basically non-suicide, pushing for holistic counseling for non-suicide stuff. We want our kids to be happy, healthy, and to go into this new century and this new world that we're going into.
And to stay here with us, man, because we need you here, man. We need you here, man.
Yep.
No doubt about it.
It's not worth it.
No doubt about it.
Not worth it.
That's it. My man Sid Madrid says it just right. And Andy's house, is this an all ages show, or is this 21 older?
It is. Yeah, it's going to be all ages.
Nice.
15 at the door.
That's good, man.
Absolutely.
Awesome
We want
stuff,
everyone
man.
to come and hang out.
Yeah, come and support,
awesome.
man.
Come and chill.
All right, man. We're going to get into a little bit of Sid Madrid's music now, man. He has an EP out. It's called Everything So Green. And yeah, I like that, man, because we wear green lenses on our glasses,
Absolutely.
right? That's what it's all about.
Shout out my Welcome to the Dope Game family, too. If you're watching or listening, shout out, Rob For Real, Jeremy Pape. All those dudes.
That's it. Those guys kick ass, man. Indeed, indeed.
That was the collective for a long time. That's my fam.
Nice.
Love you guys.
Well, this song is called Problems and Problems. Now, do you want to talk a little bit about what it means to you, or means at all? Or, like I say, it's always subjective.
I think with this one, what I was going for was just kind of, describing everyday problems and how you want them to end. Problems and problems, you know what I mean? And it kind of has a double entendre, saying problems and problems, because we always got problems and problems and more problems. Yeah, so it was kind of like a therapeutic thing with that. Just like, let's roll it off the tongue. Let's get it out there.
Nice. It is Sid Madrid. This song is called Problems and Problems. MileHighUnderground.com. The Freeza Block Show. Yeah.
It seemed lately time running thin. Design altered states and wastelands and trends. Third eye of the beholder. Download the nice rhyme by controller. Not a sequel, the virtual voyeur. Still next coasting and roasting off the aroma. I'll be a lyrical loner. I act like a mad child, a grown-up stoner. Keep pushing through the holdups and hold my dome up. Home is where I smoke up. Never stray from dope cuts and push good vibes and recite the quote lush. The city dread and your city grids fitting swift. Dab with passion and slap tracks with my fist. Hitting the one-hitter video legit. Tap the hands of family in the city of pit. Yeah, they think we really would quit. Too old to be involved in the silliest shit. I rap rhymes like a Villiers split. Find me designing rhyme schemes refining quick. Only slide, never sit. Paint a rhyme on the picture this. Give them nothing but the greatest spit and keep moving forward no matter what life gives.
Yeah, let's do that one again.
Why pushing in? You see, lately time running thin. Design altered states and wastelands and trends. Third eye of the beholder. Download the nice rhyme by controller. Not a sequel to Virtual Warrior. Still next coasting and roasting. I'll be a roller. I'll be a lyrical loner. I act like a man child, a grown-up stoner. People should do the hold-ups and hold my dough up. Home is where I smoke up. Never straight from dope cuts. You push good vibes and recite the quote rush. Your city dread and your city grid spinning swift. Down with passion and slap tracks with my fist. Hitting a one-hitter video legit. Dap the hands of family in the city of Pitt. Yeah, they think we really will quit. Too old to be involved in the silliest shit. I rap lines like a Villia split. Find me, designing rhyme schemes, refining quick. Only slide, never sit. Hang around with a picture this. Think on nothing but the greatest spit. And keep moving forward no matter what life gives.
Awesome stuff. Sid Madrid in the house.
Thank
Problems
you.
and Problems. I love how that you kind of looped it back, and we did a quick version, and then we did a slow version all at the same time, man. And then you started telling me a little bit about how that came about, man.
Right. Yeah. Well, that track was actually Sazed was the name of that track with Kid Hum on the beat. I want to say that we recorded that sometime in maybe 2012 at Unit E, which was a really kind of legendary DIY venue in the Santa Fe Art District. It was ran by Thaddeus Miguel, who now works at MCA Denver and does a lot of stuff there. So he's like blown up in his own right. Greg Zimba from Rubedo also was heavily involved in that. Shouts out to my Rubedo family. Love you, dudes.
They're awesome.
Yeah, they're really cool.
Shouts out to all those guys, man. And hey, and for the folks that are listening and are U.T.I.C.A and Sid Madrid fans for the first time, hey, make sure to break it on out if you haven't already. That's for a hit or a shot. It doesn't necessarily need to be weed or alcohol, but just a little something to push you right on through the rest of this interview. And when we make a great point. So indeed, we have Sid Madrid and undeniably the illest cat in the illest cat around. All right, undeniably the illest cat around. There we go, man.
I was let's see, I was like 14, 15 when I made that up. I was staring out the window of my crib that was on the corner of U.T.I.C.A in Florida, and me and my homies back then used to have, I mean, and still to this day and stuff, we used to have a conglomerate and shit. Used to call the U.T.I.C A block crew and everything like that. And I decided to, just take on the
just
name
to keep
solely.
It. I like it though, man, and I like what you're doing there, man. Let's check out. Move the tags there and show the folks your branding, what you've done, and this is a little bit of another collaboration between both of you guys, indeed. So let's talk a real quick bit about that as well.
Interestingly enough, this graphic originates from my guy Nino. Shouts out Nino. Shout out Nino. Stellar Music ENT from my Stellar Music ENT days. He sent me this graphic as a single artwork at first. And then when I realized that this would be like a perfect logo for me, I hit up Sid and had him free-handed it. And he actually took it to the next level and put it on canvas, painted it up. It was super dope. So I took the image, took some pictures of it and ran it through some graphic programs and stuff and came out with this logo. So now I got these. I got a black on black and a and a black on white. So yeah, get your shirt.
Yeah, tell the folks.
Cop your shirt.
Tell the folks where they can find it if they want to go and check out the catalog and all the good stuff that you have out there, man.
Check me out on Instagram at U.T.I.C.A _SME. You can basically find me on any social media platform and even, on certain URLs for my music with that, U.T.I.C.A SME. So check that out. I got pins available. I got, little lapel, lanyard pins. And then I also got some stickers too. We got some more shit some more things on the way. And yeah, definitely.
Awesome stuff. And you too, man. Sid, you got a whole bunch of merch and gear coming on out as well, or are you just kind of good for what you got going on now?
Well, I have a lot of I have various projects in the works in various stages of development. A lot of it's going to be super low key because it's going to be huge. I'll say this: there are going to be several art shows with original art, both from my collection and then people who have purchased art, private collectors and stuff who have purchased my art. We're going to do a novella, which is basically a tiny book. 200 pages is coming out within the year. So expect Sid Madrid to do a couple of book events with this new book. The title is Emerald Empires. It's about some cannabis growers in the Emerald Triangle set in the year 2007. It's a crime, drama, fiction, mystery based on real events kind of thing. So I'm going to be having the book out. I got a lot of crazy surprises coming.
You got a lot of irons in the fire, man.
Yeah.
Look for the stuff from, is it all Sid Madrid?
It's all going to be Sid Madrid. Absolutely.
Right on,
and just Google the name. Go ahead and Google it. Everything will pop up.
Everything. Yep.
No need to
make it easy.
Any ads or tags. It's just Sid Madrid.
Google it. And you know what, man? Is that your real name, or did you kind of? I hate to break it out like
that. My real name is Cam Chavez, and I made Sid Madrid up when I was probably about 13 years old, man. It was like an alter ego that I had already developed back then. I didn't know if I was going to be like that, my pen name as a writer, or what it was going to be, but it was always like in the back of the head.
It's a really kick-ass name. I love it. And everybody,
Appreciate
you know
you,
what, man? It's
Thank
almost
you.
like people, like when you talk about Sid Madrid, people are like, yeah, I heard of him. I know him.
Exactly. Just because the name, it sounds so familiar. They're like, oh yeah, I think I have. Yeah, that guy, dude with
Sid
the thing.
Madrid.
And he's the painter. Yeah, right.
He's a painter.
Yeah.
You got all kinds of irons in the fire, man.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's get back into the music, man. Like you said, dealer's choice. So I'm going to be breaking it out. This one is again from undeniably the illest cat around, U.T.I.C.A, Cam U.T.I.C.A Mason off the Revolution EP. Again, make sure to check him out on the Facebook page and follow him. Give him some thumbins and some likings. And yes, indeed, this is called Where I Need to Be right here. MileHighUnderground.com.
Yes.
That's what we are, baby. That's what we need to be.
Yep.
Yeah. One time. Yeah. Clap. 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 Come on. Clap. 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 All for one and one for all. This one's for y'all. The summer's ours. Yeah. We also got the winter, spring, and fall. Live today because you never promised your tomorrow. So with that being said, time to wild out. Get around in town and put that bitch on my account. Sun fall, get it in until the sunrise. Got some pussy about to leave a nigga tongue-tied. Dumb nice, too much living in this young life. For anything that I haven't like to get done twice. I make a toast to the present. This world is a trap and it'll get you if you let it. It's more than a rap. See me aiming for the heavens and never looking down because the stars is where I'm headed. So shit that I regretted, I've edited. My stress getting sedative, setting the precedence and staying highly accredited. Yeah. I swear all I need is my music and my team got me cruising at high speed with my newest ride by me. We just rolling like Chinese while we focusing. My G, I'm just joking, I'm fine. Please don't you worry, I'm finally where I need to be. Where I need this, where I need to be. Where I need where I need. So come on. Mic check a 1 2 1 2. Let loose when you hear me getting into the groove. First time getting like that was the minute I knew this is what I'm destined to do. It's just me and my crew. Style of music, it isn't just a name that I read. It's the type of standard I set. Keep it true to the death. Yes, it's true that I'm blessed. That's why we truly connect. Every verse, every step. You see me grow from the depths. And now it's out, and now it's out. Lottie-dottie, nigga, we came to party. Never hurting nobody. From the down until the mount. And even after, the story goes into the next chapter. Feeling like Will Shatner while I'm flying on the Enterprise. Thank the Lord that I'm still alive. Word to the rise, put some 50 to the sky and get high, get high, get high. I said, I swear, all I need is my music and my team got me cruising at high speed with my news right by me. We just rolling out Chinese while we focusing. My G, I'm just joking, I'm fine. Please don't you worry, I'm finally where I need to be, where I need. Where I need, where I need, it's where I need to be, where I need, where I need, where I need. So come on, get your hands up, up, now get your hands up, up, now get your hands up, up, now get your hands up, say get your hands up, now get your hands up, This is for everybody, this for your body. So baby, get down, light a couple buds up, and have a drink. Ain't nobody ever loved us, so do your thing, thing. And if you came to party, then you better go shorty, go shorty. Hey, and even if it ain't your birthday, go shorty. Hey, I said, I swear, all I need is my music and my team. See me rolling out Chinese. Now refocusing my G. It's where I need to be.
It's fire.
All right, undeniably the illest cat around. U.T.I.C.A, Cam, U.T.I.C.A Mason, and Sid Madrid. And man, that was U.T.I.C.A and or U.T.I.C.A or whatever we want to call him, Cam, whatever, right? But that song was called "Where I Need to Be," and you were talking a little bit during the song about some of that, man. And
yeah,
let's talk a little bit about what you were saying, man, because I thought it was good, man.
Yeah,
especially the shouts out to Chef Premier.
Yeah, no, definitely. That joint actually, I just had this idea, and there was this one song I was vibing with for a little bit, and it was outside the norm of anything I was listening to, and definitely wasn't something that I expected to, draw inspiration from, but I did. So I sent it as a reference to super producer Chef Premier, shouts out to him,
shouts out to Chef Premier, man.
Definitely. He sent me back a fire beat. It was that one there, and it was nothing after that. I cooked something real fast to that, real fast. So, and I was just impressed with the fact that he was able to cater something to me, that he knew I would be able to work with, but then at the same time, stay in the same vein as the original song that I had heard. So
nice,
super
man.
Dope.
Good stuff. And it just sounds so cool, dude. It's just a nice chill beat, and when you come on in, it's flow, man. It's just nice,
I was actually fresh off of a music festival, so that's what happened.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
Had those festival energies.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I need something that a whole crowd would vibe to, like anybody. It doesn't matter. A whole entire crowd, something just unifying.
Now, you were also saying something a little bit about a lot of these songs are a couple years old. I mean, you have, you have been working on some new stuff, but this completed stuff, and you were telling me that you were kind of a little bit in a different place, in your life, and maybe, the stuff that you're going to be coming out with now is going to be a lot different.
Yeah. So it's like, when I recorded my latest project, it's about 4 years old now, called The Revolution. It's a great project, but myself and people, you know, around me, you know, we were just talking about it, you know, it definitely was a project that could have gotten a better push, you know, both visually and, you know, just like on social media and everything like that. But you know, I was just a different person at that time, you know, just then I was in a different point in my life. And just, you know, I was lucky enough just to even have the backing that I had at the time, you know, shouts out once again to Stellar Music. But, you know, it's just like one of those things where I just, I know what I could have accomplished. So knowing that I want to make sure that I don't make the same mistakes going into this next project that I got coming up. So I'm really, really like taking a lot of ownership into my brand and just into my artistry and just how it's presented and everything. And, you know, kind of making good on things that, you know, I was, you know, like mentored to do long, you know, before early in my music career. So definitely happy with what I've been able to accomplish. And I will say for that project, though, I've been able to ride the wave of that project this entire time. Like I perform this music and literally I can get the ears of a first-time listener. I have, you know, long-time listeners based off of just this project alone, let alone my day ones and people who, you know, have came along the way. So, you know, I would definitely say that project made me U.T.I.C.A. Like I feel like that truly introduced me to the world as U.T.I.C.A. And now I'm trying to, you know, snowball that.
And that's how I got introduced as well, man. The first music that I heard from you came off of that Revolution CD. I remember seeing all the stuff where it was almost kind of like a promotion, a kind of a parody style promotion where you were running for president, right? Yeah, and I like that, man. That was really cool.
It definitely, we definitely marketed the rollout of it amazing, but you know, just the long lasting and you know, just the full duration of the project, I think it could have had a longer run for sure. But it's still alive today, and
that's right.
May 18th, you will see that this Friday. So definitely come out if you aren't familiar. Or if you are familiar, you know, the turn up will be legendary. So come check us out.
Right. Indeed. We have U.T.I.C.A, undeniably the illest cat around, and Sid Madrid. They're going to be at the Alto Gallery. That's at 41st and Tennyson. You don't want to miss this one. It's going to be really kick-ass tomorrow. Andy's House benefit. And that's for suicide and suicide awareness and prevention, especially with teens. And it'll be $15 at the door, man. And all the proceeds go to that Andy's House deal, man. Make sure to come and support. It's going to be a well worth it. The show, the show these guys put on, I'm telling you what, man, there's none other, man. It's the energy, I mean, they don't look like they're all full of energy right here and now, but I'm telling you what, man, you get that music going and get pumped up, man, and woo, like I said before, man, my buddy's like, oh man, we gotta slow you down.
You gotta save that energy for the stage and for the right venues.
No doubt about it, man. And I do appreciate it because, you know, like I said, man, you guys just, I mean, tell us a little bit about, you know, I guess the mental preparation that goes in before your show. I'll start with you, Sid, since you know, you haven't said nothing much about it yet. So
you know,
let's talk about a little bit about how you feel.
Live shows. When I'm bringing the live show, it's just a matter of being relaxed, you know, not necessarily comfortable, not necessarily chill, but just relaxed, like, you know, muscle memory kind of thing. And I'd say my best preparation for a show is just to be well rested, if not well rested, hydrated. You know, I don't necessarily partake in too many extracurriculars before the show, you know, maybe even after, depending on how I'm feeling. I just kind of go into it. And a lot of times I just aim and just go. You know, I get on stage, I see a crowd, and I just get fierce. I just bring it all out. I just try to, you know, it sounds crazy, but it's Uncle Sid here. So I'm being honest. I try to just attack the crowd with vibes, just like it is in your face. You could do and whatever you want with it. You could love it or hate it, but it's here, and you can't say that it's not here because it's right in your face.
And you know what? I realize it's hard, man. It's not easy to be a hip hop artist, a solo artist, and sit on the stage when somebody else has got the music going for you or whatever. You can have the tendency of just standing there and just hitting, just trying to get it right. Or you can do like you guys do and just use the whole stage and really entertain people. You have a show. It comes out, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not just you guys just, rocking back and forth. There's a little bit of that, but I mean, just, getting the crowd into it and everything else, man. You guys just have an energy that's, I guess, none other, I guess.
Appreciate it, man.
No doubt about it.
Absolutely. Just have fun.
We do. We like to have a lot of fun.
Exactly.
That's it, indeed. We have Sid Madrid and undeniably the illest cat around, Utica, in the studio, and we are kicking some ass and taking a little name. Just a little names. All right, man. We're going to get back into the music. This is one from Sid Madrid off the Sid Step Sessions.
Ooh,
yeah, this is one of my favorites, man. This one's called Sit and Inhale. Right here, milehighunderground.com.
Yeah.
Freeza Block Show.
Lovely dealer's choice. Mr. Madrid. We about to bring it to you live. Bring it to you, bring it to you live. Light up that smoke, bring it, light it up. About to bring it to you live. Welcome to 303 degrees of methamphetamine. Nostril shrivels at the thought of shards that make your kidneys bleed. When you fiend, say it's over, expansion of new scenes. Have your fate wait out on stars and stripes of wrapped in the stream. It seems that beats and rhymes, the only cure for my sickness. When every MC and their daughter thriving to be the sickest. Will they get this when the White House is burning in flames? Poetry goes on, using metaphors to proclaim our independence from a nation under the gun. Dollar signs, all see your eyes, wait for apocalypse to come. They can buy elections, we can't buy bud, and they can pimp a nation with fossil fuels and blood. It was written in the Constitution, often never touched. Product of insane forefathers, more knowledge to all of us. History repeats itself and revolution is a must. One nation indivisible until I start to buzz. As I sit and inhale smoke from cigarettes, I imagine the citizens of the U.S. trapped within the cellophane and cancer in someone's chest. An easy way out will smoke within the mouth, release the stress. Sit and inhale smoke from cigarettes. I imagine the citizens of the U.S. trapped within the cellophane and cancer in someone's chest. An easy way out was throw it in the mouth, release the stress. Hundreds of years old, though we still decay. Seems like million die a day and no one feels enraged. And now you feel ashamed at how sick your brain washed, enslaved by dollar bills. Your future's fucking lost, down to pay the cost. Revolution in the street, take back the government. Will you achieve peace? Will you avenge the deceased? The bad greed and corruption, the truth will spew out of their mouth like volcanic eruption. When I be busting, it ain't nothing but truth formed from lies, flashing for your feeble mind on your flat screen at night. Keep us pumped full of fear, consumed because the end is near. Watching towers fall with voices ringing in our ears so clear. America, land of the deceived, home of the enslaved and underage, ready to bleed. America, land of the deceived, home of the enslaved and underage, ready to bleed, ready to bleed. As I sit and inhale smoke from cigarettes, I imagine the citizens of the U.S. trapped within the cellophane and cancer in someone's chest. An easy way out will smoke within the mouth, release the stress. Sit and inhale smoke from cigarettes. I imagine the citizens of the U.S. trapped within the cellophane and cancer in someone's chest. An easy way out will smoke within the mouth, release the stress. So next time I'll see your eyes look upon you as you smoke. Remember words of the gods ingrained in nicotine you choke. A life starts when the square is lit within every toke. Lies the tale told of consciousness of souls that were sold. It's never ending, all descending like 3.14. Lost prophet seek salvation from the rhymes I implore. Though our fate is smashed out on ashtrays of the floor. From the smoke rises clarity, go ahead and seek some more. Yeah, yeah. From the smoke rises clarity, go ahead and seek some more. Yeah, yeah, yeah. From the smoke rises clarity, go ahead and seek some more. More. From the smoke rises clarity, go ahead and seek some more. As I sit and inhale smoke from cigarettes, I imagine the citizens of the U.S. trapped within the cellophane and cancer in someone's chest. An easy way out will smoke within the mouth, release the stress. Sit and inhale smoke from cigarettes. I imagine the citizens of the U.S. trapped within the cellophane and cancer in someone's chest. An easy way out will smoke within the mouth, release the stress.
Sid Madrid, Sit and Inhale off the Sid Step Sessions. That's easy for me to say. Good
Thank
stuff, man. And tell us a little bit about that song, man. It's political, but it just has such a great hook, and it sounds so cool, man.
Appreciate you, man. I want to say that I wrote that track when I was 16 years old. I was actually smoking a cigarette and just kind of staring at it, you know, probably teenage piffed, and kind of just wrote that, you know. And I wrote the verses years later, and I had used it in the first group that I was in, DJ Slammy Jammy U.T.I.C.A. We had performed a version of it. It was, you know, the same lyrics with a different instrumentation. And then when I did the Sid Step record in 2012, 2013, I don't remember at this point, but it was I had to do it. I just had to do it. And it was you know, it was definitely political around the time I wrote it. You know, I want to say like Bush was president, and I was, you know, just getting into politics, and I was getting into various you know, just society.
You were learning.
I was, as a 16-year-old kid, you know, you read Behold a Pale Horse and all these like crazy books, and you're like, hey, I want to learn about things. So I kind of wrote that. And of course, I was listening to a lot of Immortal Technique. So I was like, yeah, I want to be like Immortal Technique. And so it's a really, and I realized as I got older that only Immortal Technique can be Immortal Technique. You know what I'm saying? Like, not everyone can be on that level. It's a very, at one point I wanted to be strictly political, but that's a very difficult path to take as an artist, you know, to stick to that nonstop and not like grow from that. But it was a good song. It's fun to play live still to this day. It's got a nice, like, upbeat kind of like.
But you could tell people are a little bit like, what's he talking about? You know, they're listening to it, and it's like kind of sticking in their head. And then I noticed that you said, okay, now we got to just get our minds off of that a little bit and go on. You know, we've talked about the politics. Now let's move on and have some fun.
Exactly. Yeah. So, that's the thing is
I like that, man. That's what do they call that? The 80-20, man. You know, you got to be, you know, you could be conscious, but you got to have fun too.
Exactly, man.
Gotta have fun too, man.
Can't get too crazy.
But I do like the fact that you've shown that you are conscious, politically conscious. You know, think you're enlightened, man. You don't, you know, it's not just all about, you know, hoes and T-tops and whatever, you know, cocaine and accessories and whatever.
Yes,
it's you know, there's some depth. Indeed. We have U.T.I.C.A, undeniably the illest cat around, and Sid Madrid in the studio. Make sure to give them both some love on each of their pages. They do some stuff once in a while together, but really they are individual artists, and you'll be able to check them out tomorrow at the Alto Gallery, 41st and Tennyson. Yes. It's a benefit for Andy's house. It's $15, and no doubt about it, man, it's going to be really, really fun show, intimate setting, and I hope you guys raise a ton of money, man. I am so looking forward to going to this one, man. Because, you know, I love watching you guys live, and I can't say it enough. You know, if you want to check out, I guess you might have a YouTube channel or something like that kind of shows the antics that you guys do and put out on the stage and the energy that you throw out there, man. So let's hope that everybody, you know, can check that out and enjoys, no doubt about it.
Definitely.
Wow, no doubt about it. Hey, do you guys like usually perform together, or is there a lot of you know, shows that you do by yourselves, or, you know?
I mean, we've done a lot of shows together, but I mean, we've definitely done a lot of solo stuff too. But I mean, ideally, if, like, let's say if I'm putting together an event, definitely want to include my brother. And, you know, it just so happens we just run in the same circles most times and have garnered respect from, you know, all the right people in the scene that, you know, I want to do shows with and for. So most times it just ends up happening like this anyway.
Have either of you guys done a lot of stuff outside the state, or are you guys still you know, looking forward towards doing that yet?
I'll let you go first.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, as far as networking, I've definitely done a lot of things in Los Angeles, Southern California. That's my second home. Lived there many times in my life. Half Californian. Don't get hurt, people. I love you still.
Don't hate.
But
it'll be okay.
It'll be okay.
It'll be all right.
It's all good. Uncle Sid still loves you, but you know. Denver raised me, but California made me. Let's just put it that way, if that makes any sense.
It does,
where
man.
I
It
am
does.
now in my life and,
So, like,
where we will end up. Me personally, I don't foresee me really wanting to tour in terms just yet. I'm still, feeling out some music, you know what I'm saying? Some new stuff. And I haven't really felt it yet. It's gotta hit me where I'm like, yes, this is the thing that needs to happen. And I have to tour and I have to do this and this. But personally right now, I'm going to stay, Denver based, bouncing back and forth to various locations in California and kind of just making things happen.
Nice.
That's all I can say.
Good stuff, man. We have Sid Madrid and undeniably the illest cat around, U.T.I.C.A in the building, man. Good stuff. Make sure again to check them out. Alto Gallery, 41st and Tennyson. It's going to be a benefit for Andy's house. It's an all ages show, so make sure to bring your little brother or sister,
please,
and
bring the
or
whole
your
family.
younger your kids, man.
Yeah.
Hey, why not, man?
Yeah,
sure.
It's all about awareness, indeed. Suicide awareness and suicide prevention, man. Good stuff.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And all for a good cause called Andy's House, man. And again, man, you guys are going to be doing it tomorrow, man.
Yeah, May 18th. Come down, everyone. And for more information on Andy's House, go to andyshouse.live. And that's all the information you need. Please check us out.
How did you guys end up hooking up, man? I mean, just like random, just friends of friends, or just kind of
man. We met each other back in elementary school. Like,
I
remember I was it was like second grade. We most notably for me, I remember us hanging out on a field day at school,
and that was like back before they gave everybody ribbons. There was winners and losers.
You didn't get a ribbon. You got like a green or like a pink ribbon, something random.
Yeah,
like
and if you couldn't manage to get 7th place, then you don't deserve a ribbon. Sorry.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's like you got to come back hard next year. Or you're not getting field day. Like what the hell?
But then my guy said he bounced back and forth between, Denver and LA and stuff. And so next time I ended up running into him was in high school, mostly at parties and stuff like that. And he was, DJing and just kind of providing sound back then for parties and shit. And I was the one,
you, man.
Wow. I was the one freestyling, in the back, until everybody was tired of hearing me. So, and then after that, we reconnected in 2009. We a mutual friend of ours, I actually ran into him at a 7-Eleven in my old neighborhood. And I was living in Westminster with an ex-girlfriend of mine at the time. So I don't even know why I was down there, to be totally honest, probably visiting some fam or something, but ran into him. Tossed him one of my early CDs. Inhalation was the name of my first original project.
Yeah,
and make sure to check that out.
I don't even know if you can find it.
It's super rare. You might have to get a bootleg. Of Inhalation.
You have to get that deluxe version.
You might have to search the Reddit threads to see if there's someone with a U.T.I.C.A thread and get the Inhalation
go
bootleg.
Studios and get it from Darren yourself. But anyways, so we ended up meeting again, and after giving my friend that CD, he actually contacted me saying that he wanted to, just link me and my guy back up again and just, really start doing some music and making some waves. So it's we've been doing the things that we're doing today. We were doing that back then. It just was a different Colorado. It's kind of like what I was saying about myself as an artist. Same thing goes for just the way that this music scene has developed. 2018, 2008, 2007, 2009, and so on. I don't really feel like it wasn't until the cannabis and things like that really started bringing folks out here. But we've had folks come from out of state and everything like that, and call this home. But definitely wasn't always like that. You weren't getting the kind of quality music that you get today, 10 years ago, you know, like definitely not. It wasn't like that. So
it has definitely been stepped up, man.
Yeah,
no doubt about it.
Shouts out to all the artists, you know, working on their craft, sharpening their swords, and, you know, just like ready for battle, you know, like staying ready instead of having to get ready. Shouts out to y'all.
Always. And shouts out to you guys, man. Sid Madrid and U.T.I.C.A, Cameron Utica Mason, U.T.I.C.A, undeniably the illest cat around.
Yeah.
And again, Sid Madrid in the house, man. Uncle Sid, man. You can check him out. He's got blogs. He's got all kinds of good stuff, man. He's got his YouTube channel going and all that crazy stuff, man. I like sometimes those tirades or little blog spots that you do once in a while, man. Good stuff. Hey, man, we're just about like melted it right on down to zero, guys. I'm gonna play this last one, and you guys do work together once in a while. Yes. This one's called Dubstep Maniac.
Oh wow!
Yeah, off the step session. Right here.
The deep cuts.
Indeed. Yes, indeed, man. Sid Madrid and Utica. Thank you guys so much for coming in, man. Check us out next week. We'll be here. MileHighUnderground.com. Yes, indeed, man. Have a great week.
Uncle Sid.
On the track. Let's go. Dumping like a maniac, master throw, MacBook Pro, razor bases, cut the beat, I chop it fast and drop it slow. Sid is known to glitch a bit, smoking O's at classic shows. Smack fake posers think they rapping back, who got the ass kick flows? Releasing mental congestion, you're smoking cess, and Sid Madrid will give you another healthy dose of dub. Stepping, throw on stereophonic to format of your choice. The grammar slamming like hammer on anvil, man with the voice. I had to drop this nice with the speech, yo nice with the beat. Could never live without the flows, that's why my poems get released. Shout out to Denver, grew up roaming Token City streets, always hanging out with musicians and rolling the leaves. Come with alien DNA, they call me hybridized beast. Give two shits if kids are tripping, a Sid's rhyme you like the least. Been waiting years to kick it deep, kicking back, sharpening teeth. Opposite of never hype, the illest era indeed. Cause I'm a dubstep maniac, burning through your mind frame, turning up the decibels, running through your rhyme game. Dubstep maniac, burning through your mind frame, turning up the decibels, running through your rhyme game. Dubstep maniac, burning through your mind frame. Dubstep maniac, running through your rhyme game. Dubstep maniac, burning through your mind frame, turning up the decibels, running through your rhyme game.
Hey Sid, I lost my mind. I'm off my rocker. I hear these voices, I need a doctor. But that doesn't mean when I hear this beat I won't spit it proper. I'm high as fuck, flying around like a helicopter. A maniac, motherfucker, I need my meds. Roll a blunt, light it up, take that bitch straight to the head. The dreams that I have at night when I go to bed, I'm filled with nothing but dubstep. Crazy, yo, but I love it. The bass booms, I'm smelling weed fumes. The music takes a break, then it resumes. I'm feeling good, I'm feeling fresh, I'm feeling like moi, chilling here with the fucking stars. I'm spitting bars, flowing over the abstract. Better go and get hazmat, still be getting my ass capped. Fuck around, get your ass slapped. About to swallow this last cap, speed lining the fast track. Yeah, homie, it's that cat. So let this shit rock and let the beat break. So when this kick start, it make your feet shake. Then take this weed and blow it all to the face, cause it's gonna be great. So G's for Pete's sake, hey Sid, let's get it jumping. I thought you knew that I'm a
dubstep maniac, burning through your mind frame, turning up the decibels, running through your rhyme game. Dubstep maniac, burning through your mind frame, turning up the decibels, running through your rhyme game. Dubstep maniac, burning through your mind frame. Dubstep maniac, running through your rhyme game. Dubstep maniac, burning through your mind frame, turning up the decibels, running through your rhyme game. Dubstep maniac. Dubstep maniac. Dubstep maniac.